episode. We're still doing, of course, our lap book, the Edith Holden lap book. I'll just show you where we're up to. This is a little booklet that goes in there, and then this page, and then this is what we're working on at the moment. So it's not stuck in yet because we're still working on it. So, hi Paula. I'll just pop that over there. So this is the element that we're working on at the moment, and the last time you saw me put these acetate in here. The only thing that I've done to these since you last saw, you see the acetate has leaves printed on it, so when you remove them you can see the leaves behind. I have actually put some names here along the top. I don't think they're the right name for what the plant is, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted some names there to jolly it up. And then I put a little pocket here made out of text with a little circle with squirrel nutkins on, and a bookmark in there, which is blank on the back, so you can journal on there if you want to. And that fits in that section quite nicely. And then I'd shown you the template that I found on Google for this wedding invitation thing, whatever it is. So I did promise that I'd show you it, but I couldn't wait. I had to do it. So this is how it turned out. I've sewn this on here so it's a little flap to keep the opening closed. And this is how it looks on the inside. It's got this pocket here with a journaling card in. And I printed double-sided A3 for this, so it's got a pattern on the back. It's actually got this pattern on the front, so you can see you fold that over. And that's the journaling card. Then I've made a frame here out of text. I've covered this part with text as well. I really like the text in this book. It's lovely. It's really interesting. And I've made that another acetate pocket, but this time it's clear. And when you remove it, there's a really nice image behind it. So that goes in there. And then I had a gap at the top, so I made this. I just glued it around 3 sides. So I've got a pocket here as well with a nice big journaling card there. And I've put the names of the flowers, they are correct this time, into there. And that just slips down into there. Leave it level there. So that's a really useful element, I think. We've got quite a lot of journaling cards and stuff in there, but it still looks pretty. I like that, and I might use this template again. I hadn't come across it before. Like I said to you, I had no idea what goes on regarding weddings and invitations and all that sort of stuff. But I like this. The template was free on Amazon. Just search for wedding invitations and it'll wedding invitation template, and it'll come up. There is an A4 version as well, so you don't need to have an A3 printer for it. And that just fits in there, so it all shuts away nicely. Then on the back of there, I've done this really big text pocket. That's almost a whole page, actually, of Edith Holden's Country Diary. And then these, which I'd fussy cut from another book some time ago. Some Sunday evening when I was sitting thinking to myself, what am I going to do? There's nothing very groovy on the telly to watch. I know, I'll fussy cut some images out, which is exactly what I did. I went through an entire book of lovely images and fussy cut the whole lot out. I wouldn't say it's my favourite job in the world, but it's really nice when you want something and you've got a whole package of things already fussy cut. Hi, Sarah John. Oh, I guess you're Sarah and John Allen. So I'm guessing you're Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Could be wrong, in which case, hello, John. So yeah, I stuck those on. Butterflies the same. They have nothing to do with Edith Holden, but I think that they marry well. And I've put this big journaling card behind here. And it's from Edith Holden, and it is the poppies, so it marries very well with that. And I've put the proper names on there of what they are. So we've got journaling. We've got some journaling anyway. So that goes there. Right, so that brings us on to this. And for this element here, what we've got left is this side, and this. Now that's in all probability going to be stuck onto our thingy, lap book. It's not a thingy. Like so. And then I might put another piece over that to make into a pocket. I don't know yet. I haven't got there yet. But the order of today is this page and this page. And I'm getting a bit fat here. I'm conscious that I'm getting a bit fat, not me personally. No comment. I know I am fat. So I'm trying to keep things. Actually, while I come across it, let me just show you this. This is a Flower Fairies book. Actually, this was printed by the Royal Horticultural Society, but it doesn't matter. The Cicely Mary Doodar's Flower Fairies. Cicely Mary Barker. Sorry about that. And it's a lovely book. It's gorgeous. I believe the copyright holder is Frederick Warne and Company. And it's full of really, really, really beautiful images. Now then, there's a copyright issue here. And anything that was printed pre-1923 is out of copyright. You can use it. This, however, was printed in 2004 and is obviously not out of copyright. So, but neither is Edith Holden, as a matter of interest. And how you get round that is, I am the end user of this book. I have bought this book, it's mine. And although I don't hold the copyright, I do own the book. So if I want to make a journal using these images that are in the book, not a photocopy of them, facsimile in any way, but the actual pages of the book, as I've been doing with the Edith Holden one, that's fine. I can do that. I've researched that. I've read that several places, so I'm quite happy that the only thing I can't do is defame them in any way. Well, I've no intention of doing that. So I'd like to herald them, really. So that will be my next project, which will be the Flower Fairies. And in the interim, between now and then, on Sunday night, I shall be fussy cutting these out. So that's that, actually. So back to our project of the day, which is this page and the next one. Now, some while ago, you may have seen me, if not, it'll be on YouTube, I'm sure, making this writing set. It's writing paper and envelopes to go with it, which I think are absolutely just the job. The idea came from Artie Mays, and if you haven't met up with Artie Mays in the world of junk journaling, go pop over and have a look at her stuff. She's just really nice. She's just a joy to watch. So she was doing something along these lines. I've changed the colours and what have you, but along these lines of the writing paper and the envelopes. And I've got 4 sheets of paper, 2 envelopes. So and they're they're proper envelopes. Put them in the post. Somebody, I'm sure, would be delighted to get a letter in that. I know I would be. And what I intend to do is put these and these on the page like that. And I can't glue them down, obviously, because I want people to be able to use them. So they need to be able to slide in and out. And on the back of this page, I've cut out and backed and sewn around these 2 beautiful Edith Holden images. They're backed in coffee stained copy paper, thicker copy paper. Actually, it's about 160 grams, because otherwise, when you glue her images, they go a bit floppy. And I don't want that. I want nice journaling cards. So I've got 2 there, and I'm going to put them there. Now then, the next problem that I have is, how am I going to connect all of this to that? I mean, I could put a paper clip there, but that's just not enough. So what I intended to do was to make something like this, which folds over and would go over the top of all of that and just get clipped on. So I cut that out, but it's too thick. I really can't bend it, and it's cracking the card, if you can see along the side there. So I've decided to do it in a sort of thicker type paper, and we'll see how we crack on with that. So I printed this out twice. Once on white paper, which is really nice, I like it, but it didn't have that aged feel that the rest of the journal has. So I printed it out on coffee stained paper, and I like that. It's so much more in keeping with the rest of the journal. So we'll go for this then. And I can use this that I've already decided isn't any good for what I want, but I can use it as a template. So where shall I cut? I've got a nice butterfly and some thistles here, so I could cut that one. But on this side, I've got foxglove and dog roses. Hard to know. That would be nice. And that would be nice. Ooh, I do not know. That's got B on it. Should we go for the B? That's got butterflies. No, I'm going over here. Going over here. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to use this as a template. So I'm going to draw around it, and then I'll know where to cut. Oops. Because I was happy with the size and everything. I just didn't like the thickness of that card. So it's all right. All is not lost. Cut that out as well. It needs to come out. Right. So this is on the thicker paper. Is it 160? It feels like 120 or something like that.
About 160.
160. It's from the paper mill, yeah. The papermill.co.uk.
Papermill Direct.
Oh, Papermill Direct, that's right. They do wonderful papers, and they do card that is coloured all the way through, so you wouldn't have that problem that I've just had with that card. You can fold it, crease it, blah blah, and it's the same colour all the way through. They do loads of different stuff. I mean, that's the job paper. All I will say is about the site, you have to kind of ferret around a bit. It's sometimes not the easiest to find things. Well, I got my text yesterday from the health centre saying that I was at a high risk group and I'm got to isolate for 12 weeks. 12 weeks, and when I worked it out, that's June. That's June before I'm going over the door again. And yes, I love crafting and everything, but blimey, it's a long time, isn't it? So you'll be seeing quite a lot of me, I expect. Right, so this now needs to get folded. I think I folded it that way first. Actually, I've got a little bit of pencil line there, which is just going to irritate me. Let's get rid of it. Actually, before I do anything else, I'm going to ink round that. I think it might be easier to ink round it when it's flat like that. So this is just Ranger Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and I prefer the oxide to the Distress ink. It's more opaque, which suits me. I appreciate it's not everybody's cup of tea. Some like a kind of lighter inkage. Really, any ink block will do. I mean, I know Tim Holtz has got kind of the monopoly on what people use to distress the edges of their pages, but any ink block will do. The Distress series only comes into its own if you're going to put it somewhere and add water, which around the edges, we're not doing that. So any any ink pad would do. This would do, this Dovecraft Premium Pigment ink. Anything at all. That's probably not a good example because it takes a while for that to dry. So let's fold it over this way. Get the edges as square as we can. And where's my bone folder? There we are. And it needs to go the other way as well. But we need to be careful not to distort the bottom part when we're folding. Don't distort your bottom when you're folding. I think that's sound advice. I think that's probably the best advice you're going to get today from me. Oh dear. It's gone downhill already. Right, so there we are. Just need to cut out the... Oh, itchy nose. That means I'm going to have a fight with somebody. I'm going to use this as a template because although I'd drawn those on, the fold isn't exactly where it was before. So I was going to... Oops, daisy. This is just a template, and you line up the edges and you line up the top and chop it off. Same on the other side. Make sure you do it on the folded edges, otherwise it won't be right. Do you remember when you were a kid getting pieces of, well, it was newspaper in our house, and folding them up sort of 3 inches, 3 inches, and then you'd cut it out so you'd have paper dolls all standing in a row? Was I the only one that did that? I bet I wasn't. I'm sure I wasn't. Oh, what's everybody got to say? Mandy, hello, nice to see you. Very nice of you to join us. Hi, Shaz, nice to see you too. Hope you're keeping well. And Kerry, my goodness, the boredom must have got to you. Or it could be that you're a witch, because I was thinking about you last night. Could be that. So here we are. We've got this, and it folds out like that, and it folds out like that. So we've got journaling space, which is what we're after. We're after the journaling space, always. So I'm just going to run around that with my ink, make it look pretty. And down the folds as well. I like to do down the fold. Gives it a bit of aginess. Right up there into there. Fair percentage of anybody's lives who does junk journaling is inking, isn't it? Inking everything. What else have I got to do? This top one here. Down that side. Bit of a jigsaw, this one. Right, everything's done there. Everything's done there. Let's move to the inside. I'm just going to fold this because I think it's easier to ink it when it's folded. Let's see how quickly I can do it. Well, the good thing about being stuck at home, I guess, is that I get lots of crafting done. Because, of course, I could be doing all those jobs that I've been putting off for ages. But in the local newsletter, there was a thing from the council saying don't do jobs like sorting out your bedrooms and your garage and stuff like that because you're generating waste. And the tips are shut. So you can't take it anywhere. And don't put it out for the bin men because they're trying to be as quick as they possibly can. So unfortunately, all those tidying jobs that of course I would have done, I can't do. Shame, isn't it? Right, that should be inked everywhere now. Yes, okay. So let's give that a try and make sure that it's okay, that it's looking how we want it to look. going in there, and it's going over this page here. Yeah, that's looking all right. I think that's looking all right. Quite like it, actually. I think the way to pin this is going to be there, because otherwise these are going to splay up a little bit. I don't like that. So I've got some coloured safety pins here. Not safety pins, paper clips. I might use yellow. Might be a rebel and use yellow. I've got some ordinary silver ones, but so I look quite like the idea of coloured. I'm going to use yellow because there's yellow in here. Yeah, that's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Right, so let's see how we decorate the journaling part of that, because we can't leave it plain. Sorry?
Maybe do another run through at some point for all the new.
I shall do a run through right now of what is going on.
In case they're confused.
Well, if you're out like me, you'll be very easily confused. This is what's called a lap book, and it's a book. There to there is an ordinary book with all the guts pages taken out, and then on each end I have attached the front and the back of another book with this leather binding. So we have a book that does that and that, and it still looks like an ordinary book. It's amazing, isn't it? I love it. I mean, when we've finished, we'll decorate this part, of course, but that's kind of where we're at. And the first thing in it is this little book, a book within a book, just what I like. Oh, thanks for sharing. Honestly, if you could share, it would be brilliant. It does make a difference, and I would appreciate it. So if you can think of anybody else that would like to watch this, or you think might like to watch it, or wouldn't mind you sharing it to them, please do. It would be great. So this is our little book within our book. Parts of it open up. That opens up. This has got a little journaling card in. It's got leaves on the acetate there that I've printed on. And that fits into there. It opens up like that. This folds down. That folds up. There's journaling cards in there. A little pocket. Man alive. It wants for nothing. Just sits like that. It's tied into the lap book with this ribbon. This is a little tuck here. And I've just included some of the same paper that we're going to be using today. So we've got a bit of continuity running through it. That goes in there. And then it just all folds up like that. And the string winds around the buttons on the front. This is a kind of flappity flap thing. It opens up and there's a I don't know, coot, moorhen, something out of Edith Holden. And there's this one, which is the missel thrush, I think that is. This folds down and we've got a robin. And then we've got some journaling cards in here. They're really nice, I love them. Straight out of Edith Holden. And that just folds up again. And gets wound round like so. Which brings us up to the section that we're doing now, which is this here. And on the front of this, we've got these 3 pockets with little tags in. When you remove them, I've printed on the acetate, so you've got pictures of leaves on there, and on the back we've got that, and we've got this, journaling cards galore. It's all too much. It's all too much. And then this big pocket here with poppies on, and a journaling card in there with poppies on. You'd think I designed it. Oh, hang on, I did. Right. So there we are. That's where we're up to. That's what we're doing. Done that. Done that. So we're up to here. Right. Where's my thingy gone? Here it is. So these are going on one side of this, neatly stacked, not like this. And these journaling cards are going on the other, with this going over the top, like so. So we've done all that. Just need to now decorate this. It's just altogether too plain. So you would have noticed, the eagle-eyed amongst you will definitely have noticed, that on these envelopes and writing paper, I've got some decoupage on here, which is lovely. I love these. So I've sought out some napkins that I thought might look quite nice. And I've got a little stock here of things that I couldn't decide between. I've got this foxy one. I think that's really nice. I might use him. When I switch from full screen, my finger hits the angry emoji. That's quite funny. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I understand. In our car, the heater thing, every time I touch it, I touch the thing that says air conditioning. So I completely understand that you're touching the wrong thing. Don't worry about it. These are the ones that I used on the writing paper. They're really pretty, very pretty. And these, I mean, we could get some lovely bits out of that, couldn't we? Yeah, I like those. This, wow, that's really nice too. And him, Mr. Rabbit. He would take up quite a bit of our journaling space, but he is nice, isn't he? Pardon?
Hair.
Hair. Sorry, he's a hare. And that's nice as well. I think I'm veering towards this one for several reasons. It's not quite as white as these are. So it's not going to show up as being decoupage quite so much. So let's pop those away. I'm not popping the foxy one away because I think that I might get him on there somewhere. Just down there in that corner. He'd look quite nice, wouldn't he? I think so. Anyway, let's open these up. See what they've got to say. I'm sure all of you know how to decoupage, but you know, this is kind of back to basics, so right, what am I going to tear out? I'm going to tear that butterfly out for a start. So just go around it, tear it out. You can actually go around it with a wet paintbrush, but I never feel like I've got quite enough control of that. And I usually end up tearing my image. So I'm just going around, tearing out quite close to the thing that I want. And we'll stick it on. Right, is that going to be too big? No, it's going to be nice, I think. It's got a little bit too much down there. Right, so then you just split your papers. They've always got three plies to them. Sorry, I was distracted. They've always got three plies. They've got two sheets of tissue on the back that I have never found a use for. If you have, that's great. You're not that late, Alison. Thank you for watching. Welcome along. All you want is the top ply, the one that's printed on. So ditch the other two. That's what I would say. Let's get another little thing that we can go with that. You're into your decoupaging, Alison, aren't you? You're probably cringing at this, but I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing okay. Time will tell when it all goes horribly wrong. So yeah, just tear around it with your fingers, the elements that you think you want, and then we can have a bit of an audition with them, see what we want to use, see what we don't want to use. But I think I do want to use that fox. I like him. Alright, so see if I can get this top layer off. Well, they go quite nicely together, don't they? I mean, obviously they do because they're in the same napkin, but they're quite large. I don't think... I mean, I don't want to cover up all the journaling areas, what I'm saying here. Otherwise, it's just pointless, really. Let me just tear out a fox and see if I can get him tucked in somewhere. Oh, not that one. I've just torn his ear off. Yeah, so I was just saying before that I've had my text, my official text from the doctor saying that I'm in a high risk group and I've got to isolate, and that's the word they used, for 12 weeks. So I kind of get the impression that you're probably going to be seeing a bit more of me around. Because I will be crafting. It's just sometimes it just seems all too much bother to set all the cameras up and stuff. Right, so there's Mr. Foxy. There's this pretty thing. Can I get away with those together there? Yeah, I think possibly. I like him. I want to... Whoop, it's just gone for a walk off the table. And I like this butterfly, which I might put up there, actually. There's still journaling on there. I mean, there's not masses, but there is still some. Let me tear this leaf out. A bit of greenery. I could do with some yellow in here. I might have to go and pillage a different napkin. Oh, are you doing a live tomorrow, Alison? Alison's doing a live tomorrow. Everybody watch. No, that doesn't go in there. It's going to have to go somewhere like that, I think. I've got to get some yellow. I need some yellow. These are the two that's got yellow on. And this hasn't got much yellow, but I like what it's got. So let's just tear up into that. I think I like this napkin altogether better than the other one. But we'll see. It's always a bit of an audition, isn't it? You know, when you're deciding what paper to use or what. Just going to tear around here and get a bit more than just the yellow. Right, let's have a look at that then. That's just prettier, isn't it? Don't you think? Do you reckon that's prettier? Back there, maybe? Yeah, I think so. Any room for Mr. Fox? Yeah, possibly. Okay, I think I'm going to stick that down because I like it. You got to make a decision sometime. Right. I just want to put something on my my board, which I'm still trying to protect. I'm not doing too badly, really. So what I'm going to use is Fusion, Decoupage and Transfer Gel. There's plenty others. There's Mod Podge. There's Aileen's Collage. The Tim Holtz does one. Loads. They all do the same thing. They're all glue. It's just that I'm used to this one. I used to be a Fusion stockist and I got used to using it then. So I'm just kind of sticking with it. I'm going to put that there because I want these stems straight up. So I've just put it down. It's dry. And then I'm just going to put the glue over the top. Starting from the centre and working your way around. That's how we do it. And be gentle. This is one sheet of tissue paper. It's, you know, it has no inherent strength at all. So that's that down. Lovely. We'll come back later and tidy up the bits. So how about I just put Mr. Foxy on his own down there? I think that'd be all right. You need to press it down, but just be careful. There you are. Now, perhaps you can see on here what I was talking about. I mean, it's minimal. This is minimal, but Mr. Foxy is on white and this is coffee stained. And you can just see the outline of him. Whereas this is more creamy and it sort of melts into the background. There's not much there. You know, there's... Ah, good. I'm glad they've told you to keep safe. Oh, thank you. So the question is, do we want some more up here? And I reckon the answer to that is yeah. So I'm gonna put them coming down the way. I quite like those. Quite like those there. If I had a bit of yellow, that would look really good. Well, I think it would look really good. Just going to take these bits of yellow out from the... It's blowing a gale here. I don't know what it's like with you lot. But it's ever so windy. I hope you're all crafting away like beavers. I don't know, do beavers craft? Probably not. They make dams.
Chew wood.
They chew wood, yeah. Right, so I've got this nice yellow piece here, which I can put there. It's an edge piece, so it can go along there. And then I can put that over the top. That's probably enough for there, actually. And then I've got this and this butterfly. I didn't know. Is that enough? I think that's enough. I still want some space to journal on. I mean, that's like the overall objective. Yes. I can hear him in the background taking a deep sigh like he's about to say something. Yeah?
Yeah, but didn't you see, looking from my side, the butterfly should be in the sky, so it should be more nearer the middle than the bottom. I can see what
right there.
Yes.
Ah, that means I can get something else in there. That's good. Right, so I'm putting that there. Loads of people have got loads of different techniques for putting decoupage down. There's like as many techniques for putting decoupage down as there are pieces of decoupage ever being done. Find what makes you happy, basically, and that's it. I'm just looking for something else to put in there. That's all. I don't know what. We all do this. I know we all do this. We just can't decide. So I'm hoping this dries quickly and then I can show you the next step. If not, you're going to have to tune in again. So what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, is that that can go up there like that, because that's the edge piece of the napkin. So that's a straight edge there. Then I can put my butterfly there. There's not much space here, is there, to journal? Well, there's journaling spots everywhere in the book. Don't depend on this for your journaling, that's what I say, because there's not much space. And how about that there? Yeah, that'll be fine. That's lovely, my dear. Get on with it. There we go. So this, and that's going right on the edge. Living life on the edge. I didn't take... Did I take the things off? Did I, heck? Come on. Did you see the video the other day that I did when I was stamping? I attached the stamp to my acrylic block, inked it up, and then went to stamp it and realised I was using the plain side, not the side with the stamp on. So yeah, you know, it's not the first time I've made a boo-boo. Oh, I think I might just about got away with that, because it had glue on it, so it was a bit temperamental. Oh, thank you for letting me get away with it. Oh, don't do it now. That's when I'm praising you for being well behaved. Right, there we go. And then this is going in the sky. I'd say that's the sky. Always start from the middle and work your way out. That way then you won't get wrinkles. And if you're really worried about how it's going to end up, don't be worried about your decoupage. There's plenty of things, especially at the minute, to worry about. Your decoupage is not one of them. It'll be all right. Because when it dries, if it dries, and it will, with a texture to it, it just does. That's just what happens. Then all you do is take this, and you take a sanding block, and you just gently rub off. Don't do it at this stage, it's still wet, you'll wreck the whole thing. But when it's like properly dry, then you can do that. So I'll dry that off. I just got to unearth my heat gun. It's under a stack of papers. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Oh, blimey. It's a bit easier than I thought, guys. What does your crafting areas look like? It doesn't matter how often I tidy mine up. I put everything, well, say I put it away. I don't really have places to put them away. I sort of tidy them into tidy piles around the place. But then the next time I craft, they're everywhere again. Yeah, Lisa, it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous napkin. Oh, hi, Sandra. Thanks for joining. I'm glad that we're passing some time for you. That's the general idea. I'll just dry this a little bit, and then I'll show you the ones of you that have just joined and I've got no idea what's going on here, what this is going to be. Mr. Foxy's dry, and this is pretty dry. It doesn't take very long, but you don't want to start messing with it when it's anything but bone dry. So where are you from, Sandra? Wouldn't show anyone your craft space. No, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. It even drives me mad because I can't find things. And I've got a whole bank of plastic drawers here behind me. And I don't know, they're full of things that I don't use. All the things I do use are piled up everywhere. Yeah, this is a very pretty napkin, and it came from Sainsbury's. I don't know where in the world you are, and I'm not sure that Sainsbury's still have this packing. But actually, I liked it so much, I wrote to Sainsbury's, emailed Sainsbury's and told them how much I liked it. I don't think they brought it out for people who do decoupage, but I told them in my email that they ought to consider that, because that's probably who they sell the most of their napkins to. This just needs, I'm sorry about this, guys, it's a bit dull, but it's got to be done. So this is going to tie in with the writing paper that we've got on the page, and the outside's going to tie in with the Edith Holden. So hopefully we're doing all right. This is strictly speaking an embossing gun, but it gives out heat, and it's not as savage as those heat guns that you get to strip paint with. I used to have one of those, but shouldn't be allowed tools like that. That's all I can say.
You've still got it, it's just under lock and key.
Yeah, still got it just under lock and key. Right, I think they're all kind of dry, so I'm going to take my sanding. You can take a nail file if you want, you know, an emery board. I just happen to have this. You just go along the edge, and just like you would if you're doing furniture, and the excess just comes off as if by magic. Oh, I forgot I was going to show you what I was doing.
Will you do that? Will you do that?
Yeah, thank you. Just check it's dry before you. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm making a holder, and it's going to look, this is a template now because I did it and it didn't work. The card's too thick. But basically this is what we've just made. And this is, these are the envelopes, and you'll see I used that self-same napkin on these, and I think they've come out beautifully, I think. I know that sounds big-headed, doesn't it? But it's not anything I've done, it's just the napkins are really pretty. And this is watercolour. What I did was, and it's a technique that I got from Artie Mays, so, you know, nip over to her page if you want to have a look at what she did. I've used different colours and stuff. It was a sheet of coffee stained paper, just ordinary copy paper. Then when it was dry, I put some gesso on it, and then when that was dry, I mixed up a couple of puddles, one of green and one of yellow, and just dipped the paper in it randomly, and you get this effect. I stamped it, it had the works. There is a video of me doing that on YouTube somewhere. And then I put the decoupage on. And what I did with that, when it's really, really dry, I just took that self-same sanding block that you saw and just went over it, because they do get rough. They are rough. Yeah, done? We done?
Yeah, I haven't.
No, I don't know if it's dry enough yet.
I'll leave that to you.
So I'll just show you that, and just make sure it's really dry before you start sanding the tops of these. I'll try Mr. Foxy. So you just gently sand it. And it's nice and smooth. It doesn't feel like it's decoupage now. It feels like it's a print on the paper. But, you know, I beseech you, I implore you, wait till it's good and dry. And it sort of knocks the top off as well, which gives it a slightly more distressed look. So that's nice and smooth. I might do this again when I'm really confident that it's bone dry. but all things being equal, I'm quite happy with that. I think that's okay. So that gets folded up and folded up. I don't think that's the way that I had it. Yeah, like that. I think that's it. Just crease those lines in. So it sits as flat as we can make it. Right. I'm covered in napkins now, guys. There's like napkins everywhere over there. So this is the page. Here is our, there's one of these that's slightly longer and it's really annoying me, so I'm going to have to cut it off. There's just one there that's slightly longer than the rest. And it's just not looking tidy. So I'm just going to cut it off. There we are. Right, so they're going to go there. The two envelopes are going on top, and they're decorated on the front and the back. So it's up to you which way you put them in. And of course, everything's up to you. It's your journal. And then, I've got to fold it the other way, haven't I? Otherwise it won't go over the top. Like that. That goes over the top. Like so. Tart with that later. By tart I mean get in the right position, of course. And that's the back of that. These two journaling cards, and they go in there. Like that. So let's just see if the paper clip that I had selected, which I've now lost, of course, oh no, here it is actually going to hold that. Is it long enough? Yeah, I think it is. There we are. Right, excellent. So we've made that. It's all nicely decoupaged inside for when someone takes it off. They can grab these out, put them back in. Same with the writing paper, and the same with the journaling cards here. They come out. Well, they would if I hadn't caught that on a stitch. Yeah, just be careful with that. I've done that a time or two actually with paper clips. They do catch on the stitches. I'll just move them slightly further this way so they don't catch. But they do, however, come out. And you can do your journaling on the back, put it back in, put that back on, slip it under there. Bob's your uncle. There we go. I don't know what that white line is down there, I think. So there we are. That is today's craft with me. I hope you enjoyed it and give it some consideration as to a way of sort of holding things on a page. This might not be the most exciting colour. Looks slightly drab actually. I might go around it with a Posca pen and just brighten its life up a little bit. But apart from that, I do like it. I like the fact that it holds everything in place, you know, neatly and as it should. And there we are. How's about that? Right, well, I will be back doing another live. Thanks everybody for joining. We've had quite a good turnout today, and it's really nice because I'm not talking to myself or just to Shaz, which has happened before. I am grateful to you, Shaz, for joining. Hi, Jackie, and Alison, of course. If you would like to do me a favour, because these lives are free, you know, I provide the stuff. I'm not sponsored by anybody, blah, blah, blah. It's just my money, if you like. But so if you'd like to do a little thing to repay me, if you could go over to YouTube, go to Miss Paintalot, which is my channel, and just hit subscribe. If you don't hit the bell, you won't even get notified when I post a new video. If you do hit the bell, then obviously you'll know when I've posted something new. So that would be something, if you could do that, I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes, Sandra, there's plenty of videos on my page, but they're all on YouTube, all about this lapbook. So the only page we've got left to deal with now in this little section is this, which is the one that's getting stuck down. So we'll see what I can conjure up to put on there. I like this page, it's lovely. Right, I'll see you on, where am I? Saturday, Sunday, Monday at 2 o'clock here on Miss Paintalot. Be nice if you could join me, because I'm stuck here. I can do nothing. I am in isolation. So rather than me talk to myself, it'd be really nice if you could join me. Thanks very much, everybody, for today. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for commenting. And thank you, Lisa. Yeah, quarantined alone. Dear me. And I'll see you on Monday, 2 o'clock. Thanks, guys. Bye.